Now at 5, the city of Carthage will let voters decide whether to add a tax to recreational marijuana sales in the city. Plus, we're going to learn about a Grove, Oklahoma high school football player who's the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state, and so much more. And a former New Mexico political candidate and alleged mastermind behind shootings at the homes of political rivals appears in court for the first time.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Carthage, Missouri will allow voters to decide whether the city adds a local tax on recreational marijuana sales. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. City council members approved a measure for the April ballot. If passed, it would charge a 3% tax on retail sales of recreational marijuana in city limits. That would be in addition to the 6% the state voters approved when they legalized recreational use last November. Revenue from the city sales tax would go into the city's general fund.
So for us, it'll go into our general fund to start with, which our general fund is basically kind of our base fund that funds salaries and things like that. Then it'll be up to the council if they leave it there and it's essentially just a source of general tax revenue, or if it's allocated.
The Carthage tax question will go on the April 4th ballot. The Joplin City Council approved a similar ballot proposal last night. Emmanuel Crawford is a star running back at Grove, Oklahoma High School. He was recently named the Player of the Year for the state of Oklahoma by Gatorade. But before picking up a ball, Crawford experienced a miracle of sorts. Born in Ghana, Crawford was sold into child slavery, then rescued by the Touch a Life Foundation, 3 years old. A loving family adopted Crawford and nourished him to become the football star he is today.
It really helps you with the battles that you go through in life because football, you could do something really bad one play and then the next play you go score a touchdown. It changes your mood completely.
Crawford plans to attend the University of Arkansas this summer. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, we had showers. We had thunderstorms this morning and some decent amounts of rain, which we definitely needed. Most areas, ½ an inch to an inch. Almost an inch officially at the airport in Joplin. For the month, 1.25. So we're actually doing pretty good so far in 2023. Temperatures with the sun, we've warmed up. Still 48 in Nevada, but everybody else mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees as this storm system pulls away from us after all the showers and thunderstorms. So we look pretty good throughout the evening hours. Now the backside of this storm is going to rotate in. So we're going to get more clouds. The winds are really going to pick up. We could even get a few flurries late tonight into tomorrow morning, but we'll hang in the 50s over the next several hours, but eventually down to about 31 later on tonight. Snow chances for the weekend, also early next week. We'll talk about that here in just a bit.
A former New Mexico Republican political candidate accused of hiring hitmen to shoot into the homes of Democratic rivals had his first court appearance today. Police in Albuquerque say State House candidate Solomon Pena paid to put the plan into motion after he lost his election for a State House seat in a landslide. Reporter Danya Bacchus has the latest.
Solomon Pena appeared on video for his first court hearing Wednesday. The former Republican candidate for the New Mexico State House is charged with multiple counts, including shooting at a home, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and conspiracy. Investigators say Pena lost the November election in a landslide, but falsely argued the election was rigged. He refused to concede his race. Police say he then hired 4 hitmen to shoot at the homes of Democratic rivals, 2 state legislators, and 2 county officials, including Adrian Barboa.
My home was shot right through my front door 4 times, out my back window, right through my living room and kitchen, right where I had just been playing only hours before with my brand new grandbaby.
Barboa told CBS News Pena had come to her home weeks earlier to insist she decertify election results. Doorbell camera video shows the candidate going to another home in search of one of the other Democrats he allegedly targeted.
My name's Solomon Pena. Can I speak with Debbie O'Malley?
The evidence that we have is not only firearm, but it's also from cell phones and electronic records, surveillance video, and multiple witnesses inside and outside of this conspiracy.
The police report contains photos that show Pena with one of the alleged accomplices. Another photo shows that person with multiple guns and ammunition. Investigators say Pena personally took part in at least one of the shootings, but that his gun jammed. No one was hurt in any of the shootings. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Pena is being held without bond until his next court date. He has a criminal history. Lawmakers in New Mexico had tried to bar him from running for the state house seat after he served time in prison for burglary and larceny convictions. At the time, Pena released a statement calling himself a reformed felon who earned a degree and turned his life around. A helicopter crash in Ukraine this morning killed at least 16 people, including one of Ukraine's top cabinet officials. The chopper went down near a kindergarten just outside of Kyiv. Authorities say the death toll includes 3 children. 25 more people are injured. The country's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, said, quote, "The pain is unspeakable. The cause of the crash has not been revealed." China's population has fallen for the first time in 60 years, with the national birth rate hitting a record low at 6.77 births per 1,000 people. The country's population dropped by about 850,000 last year, a decline that came sooner than projected. The historic turn is expected to have profound implications for China's economy and the world. India is expected to overtake China as the world's most populous country this year. Coming up in Health Watch, taking time to learn a valuable skill.
Learning how to save a life. I'm Dan Lieberman with a movement to get more people trained to perform CPR and use a defibrillator.
And later, a different kind of training. We'll get an inside look at a training center for flight attendants. Topping today's Health Watch, slow recovery from a sports concussion does not mean return to action is not possible. A new study found about 75% of athletes who needed more than a month to recover from a concussion were able to resume activity after another month of rest. Doctors say this finding can help manage expectations and help with decisions about medical disqualifications. The entire country watched medical staff save a life on the football field earlier this month. Buffalo Bills personnel performed CPR and used a defibrillator to resuscitate player Damar Hamlin after sudden cardiac arrest. Well, now people all around the country are signing up for training to learn how they can respond in an emergency. Dan Lieberman reports.
CPR. Well, let's just say there's no signs of life. What do we do? CPR, right.
It could be a family member, friend, or stranger.
At least 100 to 120 beats per minute.
At this fire department in North Merrick, New York, dozens are here for CPR and defibrillator training, learning what they can do if someone's in cardiac arrest.
Probably a minute at top.
Okay. Kathleen Blakely says after watching what happened to Damar Hamlin, it's on everyone's mind.
It just brought awareness to people about what they can do in a situation like that.
Knowing what to do, and more importantly, your willingness to kind of do it.
Paramedic and EMS coordinator Kevin O'Hara says every minute defibrillation is delayed means a 10% less chance of survival.
If you talk about a 5-minute response time for EMS, that's 50% less chance. So the people are really the ones who save lives. Initiate CPR. If an AED is available, put that AED on the person.
Jill Levine organizes these trainings through the Robbie Levine Foundation. She lost her 9-year-old son to cardiac arrest on the Little League field in 2005.
Robbie had to wait for the ambulance to come. It's too late. It's too late. That's why they need to be everywhere. If there was an AED on the field, he would be alive.
The Levine's mission? To donate AEDs to any league, organization, or facility that needs one.
Charge it.
And get as many people trained as they can, which is more than 10,000 to date.
The better chance there is that somebody can use the AED and save somebody else's life.
That's why father and basketball coach Andrew Wenzel is here.
It's something that anyone can do. Like, I have no medical training, and I think in 2 hours now I'm much more comfortable being able to do this.
28, 29, 30.
This group now has the knowledge and confidence to respond in a crisis. Dan Lieberman, CBS News.
The American Heart Association says more than 350,000 cardiac arrests happen outside of the hospital every year. New research at the University of Alabama, Birmingham finds high blood pressure and diabetes may be less of a stroke risk factor as people get older. For seniors, doctors say the focus to prevent stroke should shift to avoiding smoking and maintaining a healthy heart. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Judek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we got an animal fun fact about whale babies.
Plus, we got more rain and snow in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, showers, thunderstorms for us during the morning hours. Some heavy amounts of rain, which is good. We need the rain across the region, and then we cleared out. We have crystal clear blue skies right now. It looks great. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, look at our temps. With the sun, we've warmed up a bit. We're sitting upper 50s to near 60 northeastern Oklahoma. Still a little bit cooler. Nevada checking in at about 48 degrees. The winds aren't bad. They're decently light, but these are really going to get cranking later on tonight. Once the cold front rolls through about midnight-ish, the winds are really going to pick up later on tonight. Here's 7th and Rangeline. Looks great as well. 56 southerly winds, 5 to 10. Humidity at 69%. If you are going to be out this evening, it looks fine. We're going to hang out lower 50s, eventually upper 40s by 10 p.m., but we'll get back near freezing later on tonight as that cold front rolls through. All right, look at all the rain. Heavy amounts of rain right through the region, and it really worked out of the metro about 12:30, 1 o'clock. It's out of here now, so we look fine. We're going to stay dry as we go through the evening hours. You can really see the metro got the heaviest amounts of rain, 1.1 inches on average from Pittsburgh, Miami, Neosho, Joplin, over toward Carthage. And this whole storm system just dumping a ton of snow to our north. But as the backside rotates in, it could give us a few flurries late tonight into tomorrow morning as the clouds will actually build back in. So let's step through time. The evening looks fine. Here come the clouds again by midnight. This is when the winds really start to pick up, temperatures start to drop. You can see a few flurries kind of clipping our northern counties, maybe a few light little snow showers, Fort Scott, Nevada, El Dorado Springs, over towards Stockton. We have the morning clouds, and then we get sunshine once again once we get into the afternoon, but significantly cooler than what we have seen over the past couple days. Tomorrow night, we drop back into the upper 20s, 4 low, so it's going to be a cold one. And then as we go into Friday, we'll start to get some clouds increasing a little bit warmer, high temps into the upper 50s during the afternoon. Clouds increase Friday night, and we're getting ready for our next storm system, which rolls in over the weekend. All right, look at the wind gusts. So by morning, winds gusting 30 upwards to 35 miles per hour. It's windy all day, but they start to tame down just a little bit as we get into the afternoon. So if we look at our wind forecast, trash can knocked over. It's not going to be gone. It's not going to be in the neighbor's yard, but definitely knocked over as the winds really start to pick up. Day planner 32 to start, 39 by noon. High temp right around 44 as we get into the afternoon hours. All right, next system moves in late Saturday. Looks like rain, but mixing with snow. Southeastern Kansas. Here's 4 p.m. So the Chiefs game, snow starting to increase. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. But as colder air works in, most of us should switch over to snow Saturday night into Sunday. We could even get some accumulations from that, so we want to keep our eyes on that. 44 tomorrow, 47 Friday. The system over the weekend. Another system right behind it, late Monday into Tuesday, looks like all snow and possibly accumulating as well. And look at the temperature trend, slowly kind of going down as we get toward the end of the month.
After all, it is winter. It's easy to forget that because the temperatures have been so mild lately, but it is the heart of winter. Thanks, Doug. Coming up, going inside a flight attendant training center. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Tony Harris served in the U.S. Air Force in 1966 and 1967. The Joplin Naval was stationed in Vietnam, and we salute Airman Second Class Tony Harris, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, retail sales in the U.S. continued to decline in December. The report by the Commerce Department shows retail sales fell just over 1% from the previous month amid continued high inflation. Marks the largest monthly retail sales decline since December of 2021. It's also more than economists were expecting. However, annual retail sales were up 6% in December from the previous year. Bissell is recalling more than 60,000 of its cordless multi-surface wet-dry vacuums due to a fire hazard. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the battery pack can overheat and smoke, with 5 reports of fire that resulted in 3 instances of minor property damage and 1 burn injury. Consumers are cautioned to immediately stop using the recalled vacuums and contact Bissell for a free battery pack replacement. Job market might be slowing down, but flight attendants are in high demand. Those who are hired need to be prepared for real-life situations. Reporter Janet Shamlian got a behind-the-scenes look at a United Training Center.
Release seatbelt! Get out! Leave everything! It's preparation they'll likely never have to use.
Come this way, jump and slide!
But this is part of the rigorous schooling all future United flight attendants go through at the airline's newly opened 56,000 square foot training center in Houston.
Please arm doors for departure.
It's 6 weeks of instruction, drills, and testing as the airline aims to hire 4,000 flight attendants this year. The training reinforced as often as once a year.
This is our door training room.
Michelle Siegel-Johnson is United's Vice President of In-Flight Services.
You have a lot of positions to fill.
Yes.
How tough is that? It's evident by how many people still want to be a flight attendant.
The pandemic saw thousands of flight attendants who either quit, were furloughed, or took a buyout. Then as travel rebounded, airlines were short-staffed, and all are now hiring. Trainees like Kylie Strack.
What was your last line of work?
I was a firefighter.
Do you think this would be less stressful?
Not at all.
A model of a plane's fuselage in the new Aquatic Center has trainees practicing for water landing. And there's the everyday duties of food and beverage service.
It's not just service and safety. A big part of training focuses on de-escalation techniques.
Excuse me.
Teams run through potential scenarios.
But why are we on a delay? I don't understand.
I apologize. I sincerely apologize.
The median pay for flight attendants nationwide is just under $62,000 a year. New hires earn less. But attracted to the perks of travel, trainees like Kylie Strack taking the plunge.
How does that compare to firefighting?
Man, it was a rush. It was a nice little rush.
Elevating training for the changing challenges of ensuring safety in the skies. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Houston.
Our pet vet on call next. Next on the CBS Evening News, the husband of a missing Massachusetts mother of 3 is formally charged with her murder. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on a proposed city sales tax on recreational marijuana in Carthage. Plus, a new bill in Missouri would get rid of an abortion ban that went into effect last June. And a Southwest Missouri teacher receives a big honor. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Human babies can often surprise us. The same, it turns out, is true for non-humans. Today, our pet vet on call has a fun fact for us about whale babies.
When a human baby is born, they automatically weigh it and measure it. And that is a parameter for the health of the baby. Is it growing okay? Is it not? How much they need to really take care of it. A human baby weighs 7 to 9 pounds, 19 to 20 inches, and they monitor that as it grows. Now, a whale baby can be up to 23 feet long and weigh up to 3 tons. How's that for bragging rights? And it drinks up to 100 gallons of milk a day and grows up to a ton every 10 days. Now that's a big baby.
Good thing you don't need big diapers. We invite questions from anyone. If you have one, just send it to PetVet, KOAMTV.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. All right, let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. Look at this. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen this female short-haired kitten. Her name is Emma, and the shelter says she's very loving and playful. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we have Butterball. Yeah, with a D. He's a Carolina dog and husky mix. Only about 4 months old. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? Butterball.
Butterball.
Kind of the color of butter, I guess. Snow chances ahead.
Yeah, especially late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Another system moves in by Monday evening into Tuesday, which right now looks to be all snow. We need to start watching for Arctic air because it's coming back in the next 14, 15 days.
Don't like the sound of that. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we'll be right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.